way you want, but you got to choose some way. So I'm going to show you just a couple different options. I'm going to start this first idea with drums. So I'm going to grab my drums and just bring them onto this page. And again, to remind you how to do that, um, when you click on it, so you hold down click and then push tab while you're still holding down click, and then when you let go, it'll drop wherever you have it, right? So I've got my drums and my bass, and um, they're both on the screen, but you can see how they're grayed out. The reason why they're grayed out is because I've still got things queued up on this screen to play. So if I push play right now, it's not actually going to play this stuff. It's going to play this stuff because that's what's selected to play. So when you want to start working on the other screen, um, good way to just to switch that. That's what these little play arrows do here, and that just tells Ableton like, hey, we're playing from this screen now, right? And if you look, I'll go back here. Those green arrows are now turned off, right? So that's a good thing to kind of keep in mind. So what we need to do on this screen is we need to write a 32 bar arrangement, which is to right there. The bar count is up top. Okay, so 32 bar arrangement, I need to get to there. And so it's just a matter of, using your parts and deciding when they're going to come in. Um, they, everything should happen in groups of fours because that's how long each of our sections were, unless you did something longer. Um, so I'm just going to try a few different things here with this. I'm going to have the chords come in later, actually. Have the melody come in there. And then I'm just going to, loop these things out by going up to the top here and clicking them out and dragging them. You learned all this stuff in previous assignments, so this is hopefully just a review. But so this is how the song's going to work. Starts with drums, then the bass comes in, then the melody, then the chords come in. And I'm at about the halfway point right now, by the way. So let's start at the beginning, see how that works. Cool. I'm thinking I'm going to bring that melody in. Cool thing is about putting right here is I can actually like bring in the last half of it right here. Like we can start at halfway through, which I think it might be cool just to play the last little bit when it comes in, just so that it like maybe plays the last um, measure or something before it pops in. It's up to you to kind of like come up with those arrangement ideas. I think I want to bring the drums out at some point, but mostly they're going to be playing the whole time. And so maybe I'm just going to like pick a spot, like maybe right here where I pull them out. So to do that, I just select that spot and I'm just going to hit delete, and then there'll be a blank spot right there on the drums. So let's do the bass. Let's keep the bass going through there, and then I'll pull the bass out at the end too. Be cool if we just do bass and chords right there at that moment. So I'll bring out the melody there too. And then I'm going to have the melody come back in. Whoops. So I'm just going to select from here to here and delete that. Okay. And this is an arrangement. This is what we call arranging, right? Because you're deciding like which parts play when and for how long, and when they come out. And it's cool to pair them up differently, right? Like here it's just drums and bass, and then it's these three, and then it's all four for a while, and then it's just these two, and then it's these three for a second, and then it's back to everything, and then it's just melody and drums again, right? So I get to hear each of the different parts paired with a different part too, and it just kind of keeps it more interesting that way, right? And then for your ending, it's oftentimes a good idea to end on beat one of your pattern, right? So this fill happens, and if it doesn't land on beat one, it kind of just sounds like you left it hanging, right? And that can be true for the melody too. And so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to zoom way in here, and then I'm just going to drag out until I get that first hit. That's that first hit coming in, right? And same with this one. Let's drag out until the first note, and I don't want the second note. that can be a really effective way to end, just on a nice solid ending there. Let's just play that last a little bit. Yeah, so that's kind of a nice ending. So there's one song. Let me try the other one just to show you like some other ideas. So let's take this second idea here, and instead of starting with drums, let's start with bass. So I'm going to bring the bass over. We'll just start this one on right about there. And then I want to bring in, let's do bass and melody kind of at the beginning. I think that might be cool. And then we'll bring in the drums, these drums. And then the bass will come in at the, oops, I already got the bass. The melody. The melody will come in with the drums. Okay, so that's kind of my order of things coming in. So now I'll just start to drag this stuff out. Fill up some space here. I think it might be cool if we pull out the chords, maybe, right. Oh, wait. Did I bring, I brought in the melody twice and put it on the chord progression. Good thing I catch myself. Hopefully you guys caught me also. That should be on the melody. Here's the chords. There we go. That's making more sense now. Okay, so I'm just dragging it out like this, and then I'm going to take some things out right here. Like, let's just go to drums, bass, and chords right there or something. And then, you know, again, we can kind of bring out just the last little bit here. Not maybe the chords. I'll just do the bass and the drums and the melody, play their last hits. Like that. Okay, let's see how that sounds. So I did that all without listening, so maybe, hopefully it'll work. Cool. Got some more video game music. You know, and again, we can kind of bring in maybe a drum fill at the beginning here or something. I don't know. Up to you to kind of get creative about it, but that gives you hopefully 2 ideas about, you know, how to make some arrangements on the screen. And again, you just need one 32-bar arrangement that showcases 4 of your ideas: a drums, a bass, a chords, a melody. So the last step is mixing it. And probably, you know, a lot of that mixing gets done while you're bringing samples in, but just remember to, you know, adjust your levels down here so that you're not getting any red over here, and just so you can clearly hear everything. You might want to mess with some panning, you know, like maybe bring the chords over there and the melody over here a little bit. All that's optional, but I think if you've got the time, a little bit can go a long way. The last step is exporting and submitting, so let's export it. Since there's an echo at the end of this, like, it's even though the MIDI ends right there, it keeps echoing for a while, right? So when I select the part that I'm going to export, I'm going to go just a little bit past where my MIDI clip ends to make sure that I get all those echo hits in there too. And then, you know, just, we've done this a lot now. Export audio. MP3, make sure that's on. Normalize, I think it's a good thing to have on. Hit export, make sure you're paying attention to where it's going to export to. And do it. And then to submit this one for full points, I need your ALS file and your MP3 file. So don't forget to turn both of those in. And hopefully we can get these all done by Wednesday. Then we can listen to them in class and enjoy each other's cool, cheesy mixes. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions. That's it for this one. I'm probably going to end up breaking this video into 2 parts. So this will be the end of part 2.